Welcome along then to LUTV's coverage of this Professional Development League game between Bolton Wanderers and Leeds United. The game taking place at the site of the Lancashire FA as we just get the regulatory handshakes between the two teams. Leeds will wear their away strip this season, the grey kit with the pink trim. Bolton in their traditional blue and white. And good surface out there, pretty crisp conditions for the players. And we'll start to you with the teams. Of course, we'll start with the Whites, who in goal have Kamal Mazek, a defence of Bright Azana, Pascal Struik, over Casey, Charlie Cresswell. Also in the team, Alpha McCalmont, Matthias Burgess, Jack Jenkins, Eddie Nketiah, Gianni Alioski and Jack Clark. And then in the subs bench for Leeds, it's Cooper Skerry, Theo Hudson, Jordan Stevens, Robbie Gotts and Noah Kenner. For Bolton this evening, they go with Matthew Alexander, Nathan Wally, Miles Edmondson, Jordan Boone, Adam Senior, Sonny Graham, Callum King-Harms, George Thomason, Connor Hall, Marcus Artisan, Jason Dunfuo, and on the bench for Bolton it's Kwame Osigwe, Luke Hutchinson, Joe White and Daniil Richards. So promises to be, hopefully for Leeds, a good game. It is 11th in the table. Bolton are bottom of the PDL North, and Leeds now sitting pretty in fourth. They've got 2 games in hand on the team above them, who are Birmingham, who are only 3 points away. And also, like Leeds, Nottingham Forest have played 13 as well. So the table sits Burnley on 29, Forest on 28, with 2 games in hand. Birmingham on 27 points, Leeds on 24. That's all down to the fact that Leeds have won 4 in a row. And it really has been much more plain sailing for the Whites in recent weeks. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker, as always, bringing you the action. And Ben, it's been much, as I've just said, much better from Leeds in recent weeks. And playing Bolton tonight, who have lost 4 in 5. I'd like to say it's going to be easy, but from, of course, we know what football can be. It could be a strange old game.
Yes, good evening, Tom. Good evening, everybody else. And you're right, I think it's a great opportunity tonight to build on the recent good form from the under-23s. You just got to look at the team on paper, very strong. And I like what we've done by going strong. It's giving people minutes, just so they're called upon when, if they need be, by the first team, they can slot straight in. But no, we just need to build upon all the good things we have done in recent weeks, the under-23s. And like I said, with Bolton struggling, like I say, it's a great opportunity to get 3 points, but also a good performance as well.
Yeah, that's hopefully what will happen first and foremost, as Bolton do have a throw-in inside the early stages. Pascal Struik has been making a couple of first-team appearances in recent weeks, and he skippers the side tonight. And what looks like part of the back three, as always. Cresswell and Oliver Casey will join him in there, and of course Casey's been in and around the first-team picture as well, playing against Huddersfield a few weeks ago. Gianni Alioski, we believe, will be at left full-back. With energy he'll bring to the team. Don't be surprised to see him making plenty of runs forward, as Bolton now can break down the left. Bright Azana has gone across to try and deal with this situation. He's pushed them further away from the box. Tackle from Struik. Alioski trying to help out alongside him. Struik makes the tackle. But it's that, I guess, if we had to pick an ideal back three, Ben, for the 23s, it would be the three of just on form this year, really. Of course, we have got plenty of other options, but Casey, Struik and Cresswell have been the star performers in that Leeds defence. Yeah, they look solid, they look really well. You mentioned Ollie Casey and Struik in particular. 2 guys have made a debut in the last week, so they'll be full of confidence. And the other guy, Charlie Cresswell, who stood out for us in the FA Youth Cup tie against Hull, getting 2 goals. But now looking at how they're set up, I firmly believe it might have been a back three with 3 centre-halves, but I think Struik's playing out and out left-back. It's a predominantly back four with Alioski as a left kind of wing, left of a 3 up front. Obviously Eddie Nketiah down the middle, Jack Clark out to the right-hand side. But we all know throughout the 23s they do interchange quite a lot. You can see Alpha McCalmont just dropping into that holding midfield position as well. Just all rotating around. Yeah, it will be pretty fluid as we expect, as Hazane tries to go down the right-hand side. Bryce Hazane playing in that number 2 shirt, right wing back. Don't forget he can slot in at centre half if he's needed to, as Cresswell wins a throw-in for Leeds. Steady start here, tempo pretty average, both teams cancelling each other out. This man, Jack Clark, trying to control it. He was impressive last time out against Sheffield Wednesday. Good tackle from Casey. Clark is nudged off the ball. Good interception from Bryce Hazane inside the first 4 minutes. And Leeds just trying to get a foothold in the game. It'll be Alfie McCalmont again, just trying to pull the strings in the middle of the park. Cresswell goes for the crossfield ball. McCalmont tries to nip in. And Cresswell's got work to do. Hazane likewise trying to get back to stop the Bolton attack. And Dornfo gets to the ball, slips as he gets there. And it will be a Leeds United goal kick. But a bit of a warning sign there. Yes, Bolton have been out of form, but giving the ball away cheaply, Ben, in that sort of area. And no matter what the form the opposition are, they'll be confident of punishing you. They
will do, but still want to encourage that. Charlie Cresswell did give it away, but we do know he can get out in his locker as we're attacking down the left-hand side now.
Yeah, Leoski goes across to Jenkins. There is McCalmont, tries to curl it, and the keeper deals with it reasonably well. Alexander making sure he gets his arms around the ball so Eddie Nketiah can't get there. Possibly the only real element of McCalmont's game we've not seen for the 23s. He's done it for Northern Ireland as he's won a free kick. But we've seen, I guess, Jenkins play further forward. We know what Mathias Burgers can do in the number 7 shirt with that free kick he scored a couple of weeks ago, but might be a licence to roam a little more, McCalmont, tonight.
Yeah, and I like the early effort on target. Almost similar to, I don't know if anyone saw the Man City game, Kevin De Bruyne. We had an effort from outside the box on the first time, kind of finished trying to kill in the top corner, very similar to like that. And when it's a night where it's a bit wet on the surface, a bit greasy, get the efforts on goal, test the keeper out. Saw Eddie Nketiah follow it up there, like all good strikers do. But no, the keeper had good hands, but like I said, I liked it, right, just testing him out early doors.
Yeah, it's a long ball out to the touchline. But a play this from Leeds as Clark is picked out by Hazane. Clark's feet are going to get him into a shooting position. He went to try and find Nketiah as well, and perhaps just been too heavily marked. McCalmont nips in with an important tackle, but Bolton can come away with it. Across comes Casey to try and mop up the danger, and he concedes a throw-in. It looked like he'd not had the last touch, Oliver Casey, like Connor Hall had got his foot to it, but linesman who's closer than us will give the decision to the home side. Alioski can't keep it in. It will be a Bolton throw-in. Leeds win it straight back, and Nathan Welly just trying to slow proceedings down. I think Ben's got a point about perhaps the formation being a bit more fluid at the back. Struijk is playing really far wide as one of the 3 centre-backs if he is playing there, so it does look like he's playing more of a left-back as Kamal Mazek, who we've seen in fits and starts in this team this year. Of course, Ilan Meslier has been the normal 23's goalkeeper. Good turn from Clark. That could be a free kick for Leeds. Nothing given by the ref. Towards Nketiah, who's going to try and chase it down. Alexander under pressure. That's a rush clearance, and Stuart will try and get there. Alioski likewise, but when he gets to it first. Yeah, Kamal Malzik Bent was the, of course, the hero for the shootout last year, such as the quality of the 23s team. We saw 3 or 4 keepers, didn't we, last year playing for the 23s, but he was the man that stepped in, and of course a more than capable replacement for Ilan Meslier. Yeah,
the pool of keepers we've got now is fantastic, all pushing each other. Obviously, you mentioned Meslier, who's become a penalty expert. We've seen with the under-23s. He's looked really good in the games we have seen him this season for the under-23s. But Mazek again, whenever he's played, has not let anybody down. And the young keeper on the bench, Cooper Skerry, he played the full game in that FA Youth Cup tie as well. So there's a real strong pool of goalkeepers. Like I said, they're all pushing each other and making each other better.
Yeah, it's out towards the right from Burgess. It's not the best pass, and he'll just give possession away. Bolton now try and play it out from the back, and they've actually done quite well to do so. Free kicks coming their way, as it remains goalless between the two sides, and Bolton trying to catch Leeds out. Struik all the time appealing for offside, and it's so natural for him now to just slide back into position, knows what he's doing. Progressed so well in the last 18 months. As it takes that free kick to Cresswell.
No, he's got a lot of tests. I spoke to him on Sunday.
Jenkins to Casey. He's strict. Gets a deflection down the line to Alioski, who tries to play a bit fancier flick and mistimes it, plays it straight out for a throw-in.
He's having a battery test probably this week.
Oh, good.
So,
Seems to take a double then a triple deflection, perhaps. I think Struik hasn't really moaned about the throw-in being given Bolton's way, so it must have hit him last. It goes towards Cresswell, who deals with it. He'll now have another go, but Casey calls rank first. It's up to Nketiah, who turns his man really well, but just can't bring it under control. It will be another goal kick. So, what have we seen so far, Ben, from Bolton? That's only 10 minutes in, I'm sure you'll get a better idea tactically, but have you noticed anything so far from their style of play?
I just think they're an honest group of young players. We all know the struggles and the challenges they face as a club. A lot of these players who'd been around the first team level early part of the season, but no, they'll just be trying to work out that, and that's what you get with young players, hungry players. But I think from our point of view, we've got the quality out there. We're just set into a rhythm like we're just trying to now, just by popping it around. You'll see plenty of this, just playing around the back four. What we'd do like to see if we're doing it, play with a nice bit of tempo, and that's what we're trying to do at the moment.
Yeah, Calmont tries to get a little move going, flicks it over the top, looking for Nketiah, who gets a touch to it. As well to keep that ball in play. It should be a Leeds throw-in. He's done well there. The Leeds forward. Feeding off scraps, to be honest. Didn't really have too much to go by and work with, but he's forced something for Leeds to try and create. It's a bit better. Here comes Casey in possession. He goes to Struik. There is Alioski. Alioski looks to try and carry it forward. Instead, goes back. It's McCalmont that nips in with a tackle. That's good vision as well. Good balance, albeit he lost it for a second, but got up to his feet quickly and was able to play the pass to Cresswell, who threads it through the middle looking for Jack Clark. Again, Nketiah making the keeper look a little nervous. Good interception from Cresswell, who's getting more and more confident on the ball as the season goes on.
talk me through their team, come on. Oh, good lad.
Jenkins and Burgess try to mark up there, pointing to each other where they should have gone. Bryce Hosanna with a poorly timed tackle. And Bolton will get the free kick. Burgess again, the support striker in a way. Yeah, Clark will no doubt take it in turns to support Eddie Nketiah. Here is Bryce Hosanna across to Casey.
Yeah.
Straight to Alioski.
With Bolton, you know.
Who's outnumbered pretty quickly. That was Callum King-Harris that's got to it. Cresswell with room to manoeuvre. Jenkins to Clark, who's going to try and pick out Hosanna if he can. It's a good hold-up play at first from Clark. It's into Jenkins. Jenkins the case. He could first touch, allows him to try and attack, and it's not a bad second one either, as there is Burgess. Hazana just gets caught underneath his feet and slips, but a bit better that from Leeds. Really good touch, Ben, from Oliver Casey. Set the tempo really for the move. It was just a bit unlucky that it fell flat.
Yeah, it's positive. We saw him when he came on for his debut at Huddersfield 2-3 times, just stepping in front of strikers, winning the ball back. Just got to try and get back here.
Yeah, he's got work to do as the header takes a deflection. Stewart's going to come back and try and help him as well. As a shot comes in, it's wide, and Leeds do enough to force the error out of Connor Hall. So Casey puts his arm off to apologise. The thing is, Oliver Casey's that confident and that solid on the ball that he probably thought he could have made that header, but it was a little risky. But in the end, they've done enough to put him off. He was always being pushed off balance there, Hall.
Yeah, we're talking about briefly there about him being on the front foot going forward, but first and foremost, he is a defender. So that's probably just a timely reminder to concentrate on your duties. Don't switch off. Don't give something simple as away. But it was good reaction from Ollie Casey, but also Pascal Struijk as well, getting back there quick, forcing the shot wide. But no, just concentrate on your defending. And then if you're going to step in, that's always a bonus as a centre half.
Yes, Clark to Jenkins. Here is Alioski. Keeps possession, tries to play a pass to the right-hand side. It eventually gets there. It's into the box. Struijk is going to peel away. It's cut back to Alioski again.
Yeah, it's the second season.
Good work from the Leeds number 11, and he will win a free kick. A little of a nudge as Ketty, I think, had come across to change perhaps his gloves or his boots on this near side. That's why he wasn't up front. He's back now, though. And surprise, surprise, Ben, Matthias Burgess has told Jani Alioski that he might have a go from here.
Well, I was just about to say, it's probably a bit too far out for a shot, but then you see Bogus stepping over, and I think no keeper's safe with him around, as we have seen. An absolutely fantastic free kick, only a couple of weeks back, straight into the top corner. And it's probably one of those, maybe getting to the dangerous area, the height of this team tonight, maybe utilise that, but he's certainly got the quality just to give the keeper the eyes here, whip it to that near post.
He steps up, he's going to go for goal, and the keeper spills it, but it's not enough of a heavy touch for Struijk or Co to try and get onto the end of. So, as Ben mentioned, he was given the eyes and he eventually went for it as Leeds scrambling to get back. There's plenty of Leeds shirts back there. The issue is now, can they get some good quality defending done? As Hazana holds the ball out to the edge of the box, crossed in, and it's just going to be over hit, and Leeds do well not to dive in, Ben, not to make any rash challenges, just force them away from a goal, make life difficult, and in the end the cross is too difficult to find a teammate. So pretty decent reactions, really.
It was good defending by Pascal Struijk yet again at the far post. Just got in front of his man, did enough. Knew he couldn't really get a contact on himself. It was all about not letting the Bolton wide man get a touch, get ahead of him. And sometimes when you're a centre half and you play out of position slightly as a fullback, sometimes your position can be a little bit off. But so far this opening 16 minutes has been bang on positional wise.
Yeah, ball into the middle of the park now for McCalmont. That's a lovely touch to find Jenkins. There is Hazana. He dawdles on the ball and allows Bolton a chance to thread it through, and Hall will chase. Casey covers. Myerset takes the touch, going to find Cresswell. Makes it look very easy, but the pressure was pretty intense as Jenkins tries to thread it through. It's a really good pass to find Eddie Nketiah. Now Leeds on the attack, looking for Bogus. Take the touch. Does he get there first? Referee suggests it's a fair challenge, no penalty. Close one, Ben.
I just think it's touch goal as he was stretching for the little cut back from Nketiah, just getting away from him. There was slight contact. I don't know if it was enough just to give a penalty though.
Yeah, perhaps referee getting it right on that occasion. Here is Alioski across to Jenkins, who's started really well so far tonight. A bit more purpose about his players. There is Jack Clark. We know what he can do across the face of goal. It's going to be hooked in, and Leeds will lead, and it's Jali Alioski that gets the goal in the right place at the right time. He's been playing left wing back, left midfield tonight. He goes into the middle to support. Fantastic reactions, and the Leeds man puts the Whites 1-0 to the good, Ben.
Yeah, it was all about reaction because the ball did come back in really quickly, but this was the first time Jack Clark's had an opportunity to kind of get to the byline. Like you mentioned, Jenkins done ever so well, feeded Jack Clark. This is what I like about him. Nice, positive, direct. And Alioski's is in that vein of form at the moment. Scored in the first team at Huddersfield, scored against, it was a Hull City here at Ellen Road as well. And like I say, he's just finding himself right place, right time. Another goal, another time adds a bit more confidence to his game. But you know what I liked about it, like I say, Jack Clark driving to the byline, cut it back, cross face the goal. But Alioski right place, right time, and 1-0 it is.
Yeah, Struick intercepts. Here is Alioski again. Neat feats from him. Same can be said for Bergerson. Now here's McCalmont, and Leeds look that they're starting to really find their groove. 18.5 in. Jenkins.
Could have given the winger sooner there.
There's Cresswell.
Great pass.
Oh, what a ball. Into the feet of Clark. That's a neat turn as well. Leeds carving through them. Clark perhaps got a little clip on the ankles there, but nothing given. Jenkins will go through the middle of the defence again, and Ketia gets to it, but that's a heavy touch, and good recovering from the Bolton defender. Gets across to it, but I've been really impressed by those through balls down the right. They've cut the midfield into the defence as well. It's been unlucky there from Azana, who's very frustrated. But yeah, those instructions certainly to go for the killer ball down the right. Cresswell's tried it, Casey has. That's a neat flick to find Jenkins. He's now got shooting room if he wants it. He cuts it back. It was a no-look cut back. He had to keep his head up. Clark to pick up the pieces. Hazana, the referee has to watch his run. Hazana gets round his man, goes for it again, and the free kick.
Yeah, the ball just touched the referee there. As Bryce tried to play it through. Drop ball it'll be.
Good spot, Ben.
But we're looking real dangerous now with that goal. Been a killer blow for Bolton. We mentioned about the young team, struggling team as well. But no, we just increased the tempo and the quality.
Yeah, might go for goal here. Alioski tries to whip it to the far corner. It's blocked. Just putting the pressure on as the wind picks up. Heavy touch from Connor Hall, who's been a bit of a nuisance so far, actually. Been a lone ranger up there, as here is Casey. Great footwork. Alioski now has decided that he's firmly in the party. A little nutmeg. He's found his touch in front of goal. I think we might see a few tricks from him. Good tackle from Casey. Gets there just at the nick of time instead of Hall. And it is still Leeds leading by a goal to 0. But I think we've seen this just the once, unless you can correct me, Ben, all the games we've done together. But Jenkins being the man that's given the licence to roam, we've only seen it once, I think.
Yeah.
I think he certainly started with that spring in his step. And, of course, he got a new contract a few weeks ago. And I think it's really good to see him there.
I think he's just delighted to get back out on the pitch. We've seen him come off injured at half-time in the Youth Cup. And I say, as a player, you just relish getting back out on the pitch again and giving that licence to get a little bit forward. He's always been predominantly a box-to-box kind of player, but in the 23s this year we've seen him more of like the anchored role, the Calvin Phillips role, like we all like to call it now. But I really enjoy tonight getting on the end of things, hopefully. Yeah,
Cresswell was looking for Burgess. It's intercepted by Bolton, who do well to work it to the left. And you can't really say Bolton are struggling to keep the tempo high. They are getting forward at every opportunity. There was centre-half in possession. That was Senior, goes long. That's easy for Leeds, though. And it's a shout from Kamil Majezek. And Bryce Azana, at the very last second, decides, actually, let's keep this in. Let's start from the back and go again.
I like that from Bryce Azana. Taking the responsibility. Just keeping the ball flowing, keep the game flowing. As I think Bolton now just like to make it a bit stop-start if they can. Yeah,
I mean, I think Majezek would have probably taken it short anyway. So as you say, it's a bit deceiving. Certainly confused me. I thought he was just going to let it roll. And could well outfox the Bolton defenders. And Ketia runs into traffic. Hopefully he's good to get up to his feet shortly. That's the pace that Hazana possesses. He just brushes his way past the Bolton man. Finds Majezek. Who in turn finds Cresswell. Across the defence should be Casey, which it is. Stewart just coming into the left channel now. There's a Bolton player down, though. The game might come to a close, to a stop here for a second as Stewart gets in behind. That's a great ball. Looking for Nketiah. Needs eyes in the back of his head to find Alioski. So for now, he holds it up. Struik into Bogus, who rolls the shoulder, which for Dummy and Ketia. This will be a fine goal for Leeds if they can somehow find the back of the net. Bogus again, back to Struik. Patient build-up play. As it goes to Alioski. He dribbles his way through. Jinxes past 2, then 3. Goes back to Struik. The ball sticking to Leeds' his feet down this left-hand side. Bogus again to Struik. Bogus bounces off one. Now they're forced back, but I know we haven't seen a shot. The Bolton player stayed down, by the way. He hasn't moved, and you do feel Leeds will probably kick this one out, which Cresswell eventually will. And in all fairness to the Bolton man, he's in the exact same position he was a couple of minutes ago. Fingers crossed he's okay, and it's nothing too serious, Ben. But for Leeds' point of view, I think that was fantastic play. You know, Bolton couldn't get near the left-hand side. It's just a shame they couldn't register a shot towards goal.
It's like they got the ball on a bit of string out on that left-hand side, twisting and turning, and Bolton would be grateful that we had to like just trying to recycle the ball, try and get onto the right-hand side. In doing that, we came back to where the injury was, and then it was always going to put it out then. But no, we're starting the game looking dangerous. Anytime we inject that bit of tempo, the quality's there. We mentioned you just got to look for that throughout the lineup. It's very strong tonight, and I think it's just going to be a night where we just got to stay focused throughout the full course of the 90 minutes. Just do the basics. It's a simple pass on, play the simple pass, but then, like I say, you've got the quality to try and play between the thirds. Sid Charlie Creswell wrap a couple of balls in like that already. And like I say, if Jack Clark's getting isolated 1v1, it's going to be a long night for Bolton. But no, keep trusting the method. You can see Bryce Susanna having a word there with Carlos Corberan. But no, like you say, just the message will just be keep it simple, keep it basic, and let the quality take over when we get into those final third positions.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But Bolton are looking like they're going to be forced into a change, and with the player not moving too much, it's not really a surprise to see that it could well be something a little bit more than a knock. And Daniil Richards is the man that's wearing 15 tonight. Could well be the man that comes on. Should his teammate be unable to continue in this game? Physio staying with the player, who I thought I saw the corner of my eye deciding to come back on. It shows a bit of determination. To Alioski. Alioski across to Cresswell. There is Hazana. Switches the play to Casey. Halfway, or a few minutes past halfway in this first half. Here is Alioski. Alioski to Jenkins. Jenkins goes across to Clark. Lovely flick over the top towards Hazana, who gets a second chance. Jenkins, Alioski again in the right place. He hits it. It's going to be blocked. And Ketia looks like he's beaten the offside trap towards the near post. It's hit the side netting. But some of the reactions, Ben, from Leeds' players out there tonight, so sharp, and no wonder Bolton are struggling.
Yeah, 3 players, a lot of senior football experience. Jack Clark out on the right, and then Nketiah, Alioski, both had efforts. Alioski was blocked. And I liked Nketiah. They could have easily tried to cut back onto his right, but I know it was a narrow angle. Why not have a go with your left? Probably on the hindsight, he might have gone across the face of the keeper, but no, shows he wants to get on the score sheet, and he'll see this as an ideal game to get a goal or two to his name.
Yeah, good interception from Clark. Looks for Nketiah, who lets the ball cross him towards the far corner. Oh, it's just wide. Eddie Nketiah, great bit of skill at first. Right thing to do as well, Ben, from a striker. Didn't want to rush it, wanted to assess his options, but just perhaps he went a little too far wide, which is when as he's gone to shoot, he's got his bearings a little wrong.
I don't know whether he's gone for a little cross as a cutback, or he's tried to find the bottom corner. I do fully believe he's probably gone for goal being a striker, but just the way he hit it, I didn't really see too much power. Probably might be too precise. You just fully expect him to find the bottom corner there with the quality he does have, but no, I mentioned he'll see tonight as a perfect opportunity to get on the score sheet. Keep giving him chances like that, he will punish Bolton.
Goes with Alexander in goal.
First long ball to
Ketia deciding to put the pressure on for a split second. Burgess with the most faintest of touches on the header.
Come on.
Here comes Bolton through the middle of the park. Shot's going to come in, and very ambitious is the number 5. It'll look like Adam Senior smashing the shot against Oliver Casey. Cross comes Stuick. There is Jenkins. Good interception from Dennis Burgess, and now he's got options on the right. He goes to Hazana. There is Casey. Towards Stuick. He just goes for Nketiah. The referee, I think, is going to give advantage. He is. Here is Alioski. Cuts it back. Jenkins had a chance to shoot it. Just going to get away from him. And that's going to be a foul by McCalmont. Good refereeing, though, Ben, to let play go on. Leeds needed the advantage. Deserved it. Just couldn't keep it under control, Jenkins.
Yeah, it's done excellent there, the referee. I know we can be quick to be critical of some of the refereeing like we've seen in the under-23 so far, but no, done excellent. Let play carry on. The advantage was good. Unfortunately, we just couldn't quite create anything at the end. But no, you sense that second goal's on its way.
Yeah, ball going to be fired forward. There is Casey. Good pressure from Jenkins. Really determined work. I think Ben made a really good point. He looks like he's got that spring back in his step. Maybe, of course, so much playing time. A little bit of a rest with that slight muscle pull. And here he is again. He picks the pass for Nketiah, who lets it roll to Alioski. Shooting space for him. He cuts it across. Leeds queuing up. Shot comes in, and it's into the back of the net. And Jack Clark gets the second. Fantastic first touch. All the time in the world to pick his spot. And it's fired home.
Jack Jenkins yet again at the heart of it. An assist won't go down on his name, but he's the one who kind of started the attack, started the tempo off. And like I say, you sense the second goal's on its way. Great finish from Jack Clark. Hard to his left foot, but you see here, Jack Jenkins driving out, playing the ball towards Nketiah, lets it run to Alioski. He just fizz it across goal, but a great touch finish there from Jack Clark. He's made that look easy, but he must have seen that ball late as it's come fizzing across into the 18-yard box. Great touch, great finish. 2-0, you have to say it's more than we deserve.
Yeah, plenty of time as well for Leeds to go and get a third before the interval. So here comes Bolton again. Fantastic defending from Casey. The pass intercepted. Perhaps commentator's curse as Bolton, with Miles Edmondson dropping the shoulder, keep possession. Cresswell misses the tackle. Here comes Bolton again. McCalmont sticks his leg out, concedes the corner, but again, that's why he's wearing that number 4 shirt, just sitting in front of the back four, trying to protect the defence. Good response from Bolton, in all fairness.
Yeah, it was. Didn't expect that, to be honest, but no, McCalmont's done excellent there. And that's the big part of the role if you're playing in that position. Defensive duties, sensing danger. If a centre-half is out of position, getting to kind of where he would be, fill the gaps. And like I say, he stopped a dangerous cross going across 6-yard box there. Done his job really well.
a lot of movement.
Towards the near post, it's
Another ball off.
another corner.
Yeah.
And towards the near post again. Now a chance at the back post for Bolton. Leeds recover. I think a free kick's being given in Leeds' favour. Arms over the top of the shoulders there, Ben. Referee spotted it. I think the linesman near side has also given that call. That ball is rolling, but Mazek takes it and gets away with it. There is Casey. Into Cresswell. Jenkins was the target. Heavy touch from Jordan Boone. Clark is forced backwards. And good defending from Bolton to deny Bright Hazana. I feel as well that, of course, we're going to get changes with a couple of first-team players out there. A reminder of the Leeds bench: Cooper Skerry, Theo Hudson, Jordan Stevens, Robbie Gotts, Noah Kenner, who we were very impressed by in that under-18s game. Robbie Gotts might come on in a more advanced role as well. Jordan Stevens has officially on the team sheet got the number 9 shirt. It could well be. We see him through the middle if Eddie Nketiah is not going to do the full allocated 90. Good work from Burgess, looking to intercept. He gives it to Clark, who flicked it to Jenkins, who could have hit it first time. Leeds perhaps guilty of just trying to walk it home there. That's tremendous place from the Bolton man, who I think had that's the chap that had the injury earlier. And Bright Hazana, he might find himself in the book here because he was well and truly beaten. I think the boot's been kicked off. He's okay, but yeah, card's coming out. Bright Hazana, very fiery character. We've seen him get stuck in over the years. He's very passionate as well, and he knows he's done wrong there. He doesn't want to know what the referee's going to say to him. He just wants to get on with it. But the referee does need to have a word. He can't keep doing that.
No, and it's all about position, really. But the wing is absolutely rapid there. Bright Hazana is one of the quickest players, if not the quickest, within the under-23 squad. Even probably the club when he gets into his stride, but he looks absolutely rapid. So as a defender now, from Bryce Hazana's point of view, you've got to get your positioning right. If you're not going to get tight to him, don't rush in, because you're going to be running the risk of getting another yellow card and getting that red. But no, he's just got, as I say, he's got to be careful. But he's got plenty of experience. Again, another player who's been in the matchday squads of late as well. So there's another player like coming through the system. Marcel will be able to touch upon. He only puts players involved with the first team if the senior players trust. So obviously it's another one that like I say, the senior players, even out tonight, will trust even the guys back home as well.
Yeah, there's Jenkins, finds Alioski. Calmont beaten to it, and Bolton will pile forward. Great tackle from Cresswell. Alioski nips in as well. Great energy so far from him. That's a really ambitious pass to find Nketiah. It's not too far away from him, and he's got the pace to go recover. There's now Clark in possession. Leeds, of course, have to get across into the middle of the box. Nketiah gets it, needs someone to tap it in. Jenkins will try and do that. Good block. Really brave play. I think it was John Boone again putting his body on the line, and well, Jenkins is frustrated because his shot looked goal-bound.
It's the 4 players offensively who've just been a cut above. Too good for Bolton to handle. That's Jenkins, Jack Clark, Alioski and Nketiah, all 4 yet again involved. Like I say, any one of them 4 being in possession tonight, it just sense danger, sense something's going to happen. And like I said, them 4 alone, attacking wise, they've just been too good so far for this Bolton outfit.
It's drilled in low to the edge of the box. Alioski takes a touch. Perhaps could have hit it first time. Jenkins is nudged off the ball, so gets a free kick. Around 10 to go. If you are just tuning in to LUTV, Alioski got the first, Jack Clark got the second. With his 2-0 advantage as McCalmont goes wide to Jack Clark. Continues to try and find a way through. Dropped the shoulder a number of times. Now tries to flick it across goal. Doesn't get underneath it enough. It will fall to McCalmont. Here is Clark again, who's caused a lot of problems with those fast feet towards Alioski. Mishits the first shot. It can't fall for him. Casey will intercept again, but the case of Leeds just queuing up now and hoping to get a bit more luck if any ricochets do fall to them. But you get the impression that we could still get 2 more goals before the end of this first half, the way they're playing.
And all we need is a bit of composure, a bit of quality. And I think we've possessed that so far this first half. And like I say, you just fancy another one before half-time.
Alioski. Stewart getting back, concedes the free kick. Bolton, you feel, will take a bit of time over this. Nketiah putting Boone under pressure. Bolton win the throw-in. Edmondson's going to go across to take it. Cresswell looking for Nketiah. It's a good touch from him. Here is Bogus trying to offer a supporting run. That's a good pass to Clark. A solid first touch to get it out of his feet. Clark will zip inside. Then he goes back on the outside. It's easy from Clark again to Nketiah, who will shoot for goal. There is Bogus, tries to find a way through, gets a bit fortunate. Shot comes in. Keeper's going to spill it. Nketiah goes for it. Keeper stays down. And we are going to have a Bolton free kick. And Eddie Nketiah had every right to go for the ball, bent. Fingers crossed again, the keeper's okay. And Eddie Nketiah, it could well be that they've both perhaps injured each other, and we might get a little break in play here.
Yeah, and it's against his own good, really, Nketiah, because he was so sharp onto that rebound, and he actually got his foot to the ball as it wasn't gathered fully by the goalkeeper. And I just think it's probably his follow through, maybe his knee is like collided with the keeper's head. But no, Jack Clark yet again. I feel really sorry for the fullback Edmondson for Bolton. He's literally got no idea how to mark him tonight. He's getting twisted up all night long so far, and you have to say Jack Clark's looked absolutely superb. He's got an end product as well. He's got a goal to his name, but no, you just hope in any case it's nothing too serious. Just hoping it's more of a knock than an actual twist of a joint. But no, yeah, like I say, with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half, he'll be desperate to get on the score sheet with Eddie Nketiah.
He certainly will. Been a little unfortunate tonight so far. Great to see him back on his feet, ready to go. Perhaps more of a dead leg than anything else. Does look to the keeper just to make sure he's okay. Keeper taking his time. Casey intercepts for a second time as well, and Nketiah straight back on the attack, raring to go. Adding to Ben's point about him desperate to get that goal before the break. Here is Casey.
I knew it. I just couldn't do it.
Cresswell. Really sensible play there from Charlie Cresswell. Didn't really have much confidence he could get it round the outside, so he went the opposite way. Clark. Ball to Bogus. That's a solid run again from Nketiah. Splits the defence, goes down in the box, and it is going to be a penalty. And to the side of me, Ben Parker puts his arms out in the expectation that has to be a spot kick. And Alioski and Nketiah are arguing over it. Gianni Alioski just says, "Okay, you are the centre forward. I'll stop."
Yeah, you don't see as many blatant penalties all season than that. Just too quick, Eddie Nketiah. And what Bolton tried to do there, tried to put a press on Majezek. No, he's just gone a bit longer to Jack Clark, and as soon as they've done that, beat the initial press, in behind him straight away. Alioski, a brave man trying to get off Nketiah there, not a chance he was giving this one up. Yeah,
so Nketiah, just before the half-time interval, now has a chance to put Leeds already 2-0 up in total control with a third. Alexander the man to try and deny him. It's a pacey run-up, and it's a very combination from Eddie Nketiah. Chip into the far corner, and just the tonic he needed. Big smile on his face. He gets the third, and Leeds really in a strong position now, Ben.
Very cheeky from Eddie Nketiah. And sometimes when you do see those little dink ones, they usually go down the middle, but this is more of a dink to the corner, so shows he's full of confidence. And I'm delighted that he's got his goal. Obviously, he's worked hard coming back from that injury a couple of weeks ago. Been getting his minutes with the 23s, also with the first team as well. But no, like I say, any striker just wants to get the name on the score sheet, and this is the penalty. Just too quick, just too clever for the defenders. And like I say, the keeper's gone the right way, but just the cheekiness has beat him there. Just gone, don't go for those, keeper. 3-0.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, really cheeky penalties, you say, Ben. Very confident as well. Just what we want to see for the on-loan man, ready for the first team duties. Does allow Leeds, of course, with the scoreline as it is, to perhaps make the changes, and it's not often Leeds don't make 3 at half-time. I'm sure Theo Hudson will be itching to get out there. Impressed with the 18s last year. He's had a handful of 23s game this year. It is a remarkable response, this, from Leeds, and it's testament to not only the squad but the coaching staff that after that heavy defeat to Derby, where Ben just didn't smile for 90 minutes or even say anything positive because it was such a bad night at the office. They've gone and won 4 games in a row, turned their season around, and now looking like potentially defending their crown. As here is Struijk, potential for a goal, saved, and they off the line. Well, Pascal Struijk is so close as Zana. He's refusing to give up on it. Keeper spills it just over the top. For a second, I thought he dropped it in the back of the net, but Leeds have to settle for the corner. But it's a totally different sort of feel to the team, Ben, from that defeat to Derby a few weeks ago.
It'd have been one of the goals of the season, that the build-up play, the quality. Charlie Creswell with a 40-yard diag out to Alioski, who just a little touch, got Struijk in behind. Obviously, the build-up play was just a joy to watch. Deserved a goal at the end. Very nearly did, and ended up with the keeper flapping away.
Have you been speaking to Ben White? Here is Alioski near post. Casey was the target. It's not enough on it for him to react. To determine run from Bolton. Hazana has to get to that, and he does. On a yellow card, he can't mistime it. Fantastic technique as Bogus just gets the ball caught underneath his feet, and Leeds have to watch out. McCalmont misses the ball. Bolton coming forward again. Bryce has had a great reactions from Callum Majek, and to say he might have a very quiet night tonight could be an understatement, but again he's alert, makes sure nothing is given to Bolton, no scraps, no mistakes. And here come Leeds again with Cresswell.
But Bryson has done superbly there. As defenders, you're hearing about making recovery runs. We've seen Struijk done it a couple of times so far this first half, but Bryson's under there, senses danger, and a great recovery run just to nip in front of his marker. And I said Majek was alive just to keep the ball from going out for a corner.
Yeah, the 3 goals and a couple of injuries. Well, no one's gone off, but a few injury worries. Clash with Nketiah and the keeper, who's since got up and got a penalty. If you're just wondering why, we're into stoppage time. Here is Cresswell. In possession. There is Bogus, he's looking over the top. Jenkins again with those attacking runs. Edmondson down the line. Cresswell just gets those legs driving, makes sure he gets to it. Great strength and great technique and confidence again, just to push his man away. Casey once more. Struijk's alongside him, and here he is now. Calwant lets it run. And Cresswell again will go cover and mop up the danger. And he beats Hall to the ball as the referee decides enough is enough for the first half. And that's as much as a footballing clinic as you're going to get really from Leeds United. A fantastic first half performance. Alioski scored the first, Jack Clark got the second, Eddie Nketiah from the penalty spot got the third. Join myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker for second half commentary on LUTV shortly. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage of this Professional Development League clash. And Leeds have made 3 changes at the break. Looks like we've had the introduction of at least Noah Kennett and Jordan Stevens, as well as Robbie Gotts by the looks of things on the numbers. But Jack Clark and Eddie Nketiah remain out there as Leeds do have that 3-goal cushion as we restart this second half. Tom Hill and Ben Parker bringing you the action. And Ben, in the first half, it was a real joy to watch. Bolton are struggling at the minute. Their performance suggests so. Conceded 24 in 6 before this. And you'd feel with the players that Leeds have put out there and kept out there, it could get much worse for them. Yeah,
we kind of wondered, would Eddie Nketiah, how many minutes would he get? Like Zalewski as well, the more senior players. Well, they're going to get 90 minutes now, making those 3 changes. Bit of positional change. Looks like Jenkins has gone to the right-back position. Noah Kennett's gone into more of a holding midfield kind of role, with Alfie McCalmont going off, Robbie Gotts then going into, like his normal kind of Robbie Gotts role, the box-to-box type of play that Jenkins did, but let's try and defend this corner first.
Across the near post, and Majek has just... Has it gone in? Yeah, it has. I thought for a second he might have stopped it, but it has gone in, and as Ben said, stop the corner. It hasn't been the case. Number 5, Adam Senior, is the man that celebrates.
Just a really sloppy start. Just, you can't get these when you come out at half-time, when it's been so easy for us. Just made me think, oh, we're just going to kind of start where we left off, but no, it's trickled in at the far post. It's a real poor start to the second half. You didn't expect that at all. You just expect us to come out and dominate from the whistle in the second half. But you just hope that's going to just refocus, retune our minds now, and like I say, kick on. Don't give anything easy away.
Cresswell in possession. Looks like it's the 3 that came off. Well, Bryce Zana, who was on a card. Alfie McCalmont. Mateus Bogus, by the looks of things. So replacing them, as we said, Noah Kenner, who's on the ball here. Jordan Stevens, as well as his teammates at Robbie Gotts, who will try and come down the right and help out in that midfield role. And I think we've seen Jenkins push to right wing back, Ben.
Well, it's just going to predominantly as a full back. That's how we've been set up with the 4 at the back. Just mentioned is that he has filled in that position with Bryce Santa going off, and as I mentioned, Noah Kenner played centre half in the Youth Cup against Hull. Did a great job there, but I think predominantly he's more of a holding midfield player, and it's a good opportunity for him to impress.
Yeah, free kick to come.
The ball and Callum Arms
Struick heads it towards Alioski. Casey can't get to it. Leeds have given the ball away again. Majek saves, and back-to-back set pieces there. Ben, a bit of a worry that Leeds couldn't deal with that one. Bolton will be getting a bit more confidence from them.
It looks the only way they're going to get the goal. So they've got the goal from a set piece. Again, causes trouble there. So if they're going to be a bit of a threat, just don't give the free kicks away. Don't give the corners away. Again, we'll give it a free kick where they can load it into the box. You just got to be streetwise as a defender and as a player.
Yeah, fair points all made by Ben there. Especially set pieces. Leeds have to just switch on. Get those tall, powerful players behind them, the likes of Cresswell, Struick, Casey. Noah Kenner now, of course, adds more height to the midfield. Casey meets that one. There is Kenner. And now Jordan Stevens with that pace of his to try and help this counter-attack. He's got Eddie Nketiah supporting him on the overlap. And Ketty will just allow the Bolton player to take it out for a throw-in. So inside the first 5 minutes of this second half. Alioski, bit of time wasting, allowing Struick to take it, just giving the Leeds defender more of an option. Here is Cresswell. Jenkins in possession. Casey to carry it. He's got plenty of space to do so. Now it's with Jenkins. Gotts was available. He went for Clark, and it's going to go out for a throw-in by the looks of things. Jack Clark, they were just seeing him, just telling Jenkins to calm down a little bit. And I think that's a message really that should go around the entire team. In total control in the first half. Just get back into your groove and the goal should come again.
Yeah, we mentioned in the first half about doing the basics, just keeping the ball nice and simple. You don't have to do those little dinky little passes because they're not going to get much reward for them. So I think with Jenkins, he's not used to playing right back. It's the first time I've seen him play in that position. I just think it's more of a mentality type of thing with a positional change where he's used to being a centre midfielder, trying to unlock defences with kind of little through balls, trying something out of the ordinary. But as a full-back, you've got to be trusted in possession. You've got to just keep it nice and simple.
Yeah, here is Cresswell. Now Kennett loops it to Jenkins, whose first touch is too close to the Bolton defender. Good hold-up play from Clark. Robbie Gotts. Slight touch from a Bolton player, and Leeds just about get away with it. Casey's got a good 10 metres more to carry. It can keep going and just plods his way over halfway. As we saw, Noah Kenner can fill in at centre-back. He did that for the 18s the other week in that triumph at Ellen Road. So if Casey, Cresswell or Struick want to push, he can drop where he's gone to retrieve possession now in midfield. Looking for Struick. Alioski there trying to help out. Flicked away. Stevens now playing centrally and giving a free kick away. And it's an area of the pitch we've not seen too much of Jordan Stevens last year. He's starting to play there a bit more this year, Ben. More of a supportive number 10 role, and of course his pace in theory should cause a lot of problems.
And that's the key. That's it's his pace where it's going to be a massive asset. It's a nightmare for midfielders, centre halves, where you're getting that late kind of run from the midfield area. It's very hard to pick up, kind of hard to see, but even more difficult when you've got the pace of Jordan Stevens trying to mark as well. So that's what we'll be trying to look to do, get above and beyond Nketiah when the ball's in that final third.
Yeah, good strength from Noah Kennett. Struick, Stevens, Alioski. Struick again, little step over. It's a real risky pass looking for Casey. Cresswell has to somehow get out of danger with a little turn on the edge of his own box. Jenkins, Leeds playing with fire here. Jenkins nearly clipped. He will ride the challenge and come away, but yeah, for some reason Leeds just taking unnecessary risks over the top for Alioski. Offside flag's gone up anyway. It was going to be a goal kick if not. But yeah, I'm sure Charlie Cresswell really appreciated that pass.
No, he wouldn't fancy that one little bit, doing a little trying to pirouette on edge of his own box just to try and get out of trouble. Sometimes you have to commend and applaud how we do play out from the back, but then there's also times where it's not kind of necessary. You have to do those things in those particular areas all the time. But good header from Charlie Cresswell there.
Yeah, towards Nketiah. Here is Clark. Clark's going to try and carry it inside. Good feet from Jack Clark. Goes across to Stevens, who might fancy going onto his right foot. Pascal Struick towards Alioski. Just couldn't get his foot around the ball to find his teammates. Always overstretching there, Pascal Struick. Here is Stevens in possession. To Cresswell. Here is Jack Jenkins across to Casey. 10 minutes into the second half. If you're just sitting down to watch our LUTV coverage, it was Bolton's goal in the second half that's changed the scoreline. Adam Senior from a corner. Leeds got 3 in the first half through Alioski, Clark and Nketiah. Clark looking for a second, looking for Stevens. It's just a touch too strong. We've seen Robbie Gotts fill in at right wing back, play right back, play centre midfield, so he and Jenkins could swap throughout the night. Alioski wanted to go back to Noah Kenner, but he's run into trouble. Referee said there's nothing in that. And there is Cresswell. I mean, Bolton have certainly got the bit more confidence about their play. That was a bit rushed, but you can certainly see that whatever the coaching staff have said at half-time and that corner has given that little bit of belief, Ben, and the players were flying forward then.
Yeah, it's amazing what a goal can do for your confidence. Also, they've still got a long way to go to get back into this game. But what they seem to have done is they've just gone 10-15 yards further up the pitch, try and press high up. There's just a soul on that, and Nketiah coming from behind. I'm sure the referee give the player talking to, if not a yellow card, because there can be a nasty and sore one, can them?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Boone apologised, but he's come through the side of a centre forward. If he's not going to get there, it's, as you say, Ben, certainly a sore one, a little bit risky, a bit over the top. And let's hope Eddie Nketiah is just able to shake this one off. Not only for tonight's match, of course, for the weekend ahead. And just getting a bit of treatment. And the referee, as you can see, just telling the Jordan Boone to just calm down.
Well, I just mentioned there about Bolton. You know, that's all they've done. Seems to have just set up 10-15 yards further, higher up the pitch, trying to put more of a press on us. And with that early goal in the second half, it'll also give them a bit more confidence in. It makes you close down that little bit quicker, that little bit sharper. But from our point of view, let's just be clever with it, take the sting out of the game a little bit. Again, go back to the basics, keep the ball nice and well. And like I said, we've got the players, got the ability, especially in the final third, where we've proven already the first 45 minutes, when we bang at it, the ball can't live with us. But let's just do the basics well.
And Nketiah has come across to the touchline after getting treatment. Get a drink or two on board. Here is Jenkins. Cresswell. And across to Casey. Back to Cresswell again. No one can just in front of him. Jenkins. Clark is too quick. Well, that's going to be, should be a yellow card. He's gone looking for him as a number 3. Miles Edmondson went looking the first time, missed.
It's an absolute shambles of a challenge, is that. That's how players get hurt. Luckily, Jack Clark's bounced straight back up, but he's got no intention going for the ball. And it's born out of frustration, because I mentioned first half, Jack Clark's given him an absolute run around. But hate to see challenges like that from players. Like I say, it's a shambolic challenge.
Yeah, I totally agree, Ben. Really, again, it unnecessary against any player. Of course, good that Jack Clark is pushing for that spot in the first team. Never want to see a player who, for me, did look like he went out there to try and hurt him, to be honest.
He didn't go for the ball. The ball was nowhere near him.
Yeah, over the top from Alioski. Clark has dusted himself down and got a bit of sympathy for the left back, because it's not going to get any easier for him with Jack Clark playing against him. And Jack Clark's trying to try and latch onto this through ball here. It's just a little bit caught up in the turf and not as much power on it as Nketiah intended. Leeds concede the throw-in. Bit more structure to it. Of course, 3 changes at half-time, Ben, for any team will unsettle things, but looks like in the last couple of minutes Leeds have got back into their structure a little, and hopefully now can build on that.
Yeah, that's the key. I was saying, when we get into the final third, we have got the quality, but we've got to do the defensive duties off the ball as well, and that starts from the front players as well. Working hard, closing people down, staying with runners, get that organisation from your defenders, talking to people in front, just not switching off really.
Ball put out to the left. That's a heavy touch from Bolton. Leeds will take it. There is Jenkins into Clark. Clark's out muscled. Kenner. And the brick wall in defence is beaten. Stewart comes in. ball was there to win, but it's very similar to the tackle that Jordan Room put on, that he's come through the strike at the same time. Bit of a clip. Cresswell just tells him to keep his head up and move on. Bolton, I think, are asking for a card. Well, in fact, it's Jordan Boone that is asking for it. He's trying to say, what's the difference between mine and Leeds skipper Pascal Struijk? It is a set piece in what I would call a very awkward situation, pretty much dead centre, Ben. You have to take the leather off the ball to score from here, but it's a very awkward crossing position for Sonny Graham.
It doesn't seem to be a wall for us, so I think from that kind of distance you should be able to see it as a keeper.
He's going to go for goal, and Majacek, as Ben rightly said, perfect timing. Makes him look even more of an expert summariser alongside me, that he does see it coming, catches it with ease, and again he tries to play it out to Pascal Struijk, who slips. Such is the confidence, though, of this Bolton team in the second half that they've even gone for goal from there. It's Cresswell across to Jenkins. Ketia again trying to put the pressure on and cause problems. Intercepted in midfield. Leeds have got a chance now. Alioski and Ketia are going to run in behind. He tries to thread the ball through, and just got the impression, Ben, the longer that Gianni took, it was never going to come off, and perhaps could have gone for goal.
Yeah, I think the actual pass was to Robbie Gotts on his right-hand side. The run that Eddie Nketiah has done, he's just created the space. He's took 2-3 markers with him, and Robbie Gotts has just carried a run from a central position. I think he's just gone for the wrong option there, Alioski. But the first real time we've seen him get on the ball in this second half, he was a real nuisance first half, showed all his quality. Great finish from him as well.
Yeah, it's a good turn in the midfield from Bolton. Poor pass, though, allowed Clark to latch onto it, and now he comes driving forward. He's got Nketiah on his inside, it's left. Here's Gotts to finish, and Leeds will score. Advantage played. It looked like it could be another penalty, perhaps. Eddie Nketiah nearly taken out on the edge of the box, but Robbie Gotts is on hand. Perfect run, great support. He makes it Bolton 1, Leeds United 4.
Great finish from Robbie Gotts. He's made it look easy. Sometimes we got that bit of time to think about. You can fluff your lines, but Jack Clark's been absolutely superb this game. He's looked a real threat. Has been so positive going forward, looking so direct here, and we're almost like a rugby challenge on edge of the box. Two of the players took each other out from Bolton's point of view, but no, great finish from Robbie Gotts, carrying on his third man run from that central area.
Yeah, it would have been a free kick, in fact, looking at the replay. Just outside the box, Eddie Nketiah. It was a double team effort on the striker. The change is going to come. The last one is Richards coming on for Bolton. But there, good work undone by Robbie Gotts' excellent support play. Good finish as well, because he had quite a lot of time to pick his spot, and sometimes it can be a bit distracting for players. We have seen Robbie Gotts be quite efficient in front of goal over the last 12 months or so. He did score a great goal away at Hull on a night when Liam Cooper returned to the fold after an injury last season. Out towards the right. That's the second coldest night me and Ben experienced last year. Horrible, windy and rainy.
There's a few on the Tom.
Yeah, it's not the best at times. December comes as a surprise in this country as Alioski wins a throw-in. Not happy, I don't think, with the contact he received. Perhaps slightly late again from Bolton. Leeds will need to prepare for that. That perhaps a team losing 5 of 6, conceding 28 in 7. Will start to lose their heads, especially if Clark can continue to play in the same vein of form across the face of goal. Just going to be turned away, but that deserved the goal from Jack Clark again. It was a 1-2. He played a pass looking for Nketiah, and he's just been a yard, possibly 2 yards quicker than every single person on that left-hand side of Bolton's team.
He's basically been too good for him. He's been absolutely superb. Mentioned his role in the goal just then for Robbie Gotts. That's why I love to see Jack Clark just be nice and positive. Just a little flick around the corner, a little 1-2, being really creative. It's been a joy to watch him so far this first 64 minutes we've had.
Yeah, Gotts has come short for Alioski. He's ignored as he goes in. The keeper doesn't get to it. There is Stevens. It's with Gotts again. Alioski will be on hand to support. Stevens turns away. And keeps going, Jordan Stevens. Now he goes out to Struick. Oh, it's a great dummy across the face of goal. Oh, just wide. I think it was Jack Clark at the far post that was going for goal. And look at Pascal Struick with the little dummy. What's he doing?
They're all at it now. He did the right thing there, just Struick, let it go. But Jordan Stevens mentioned about his pace, being in those central areas. As a midfield player, you're not really up against anything like that, so all of a sudden against Jordan Stevens' pace, his directness, his running, you don't really know how to deal with it, you don't know how to defend against it. And that's the first time we've seen it probably so far in this second half since he's come onto the pitch, where he's had a chance to kind of run at midfielders, run at defenders, and I can't say he looked real dangerous then.
Yeah, just a reminder, that game on Saturday, the 21st of December, 3 o'clock kick-off for Leeds travelling to Fulham. And what is, I mean, they're all big games, but it's another huge game for Marcelo Bielsa's men. That's Craven Cottage, just a few days before Christmas. Pascal Struick intercepts. Alioski comes across. That's a strong challenge. Gotts flies in as well. Now Noah Kenner, such powerful legs, long stride pattern, trying to get across the part to help out. Gotts likewise. Here comes Cresswell, and Charlie Cresswell is very difficult to get past. Digs in. Here is Clark again. I told you this left back would be made to rue that late challenge on him. Leeds get a throw in, and Ketia is going to take the ball across. It's taken down this right by Jenkins. Here is Cresswell. It's out for Alioski. There is Struick over the top. Lovely little flip back. Now he's on his right foot. It's Nketiah again. Just a heavy touch. No Nketiah. Across to Clark. Again. More quick feet from Jack Clark. Gotts. Back to Leeds' number 10 again. And Nketiah. This will be another fine goal from Leeds' 23s as Gotts goes across to Stevens. Who's going to pull the trigger? Clark might fancy it, and this time he decides to take his time. It's to Jenkins. It remains Bolton 1, Leeds 4. Jack Clark looking for Jenkins. It's cleared away. And the spring, any sign of any zest or spark about Bolton's players is disappearing, Ben. Leeds have started to just put them in their place a little bit in this second half. As Clark goes to Gotts, it's back to Nketiah. They stand off him. It's really risky to do so, but eventually they stand up to him on that second chance. It's Boone. Here comes a foot race with Casey involved, and he gets to it. He's appealing for a goal kick. It's not going to be given, but that's the first real sign of a fight back we've seen for Bolton for a while. A ball over the top, which was a clearance more than a pass. But yeah, Leeds look like they could go on and get 5, 6, potentially 7 at the minute, the way they're playing in the last 5.
That's all down to the mentality of the players, been ruthless. But what I like there, Ollie Casey, is a defender. You've got to stay alert. Obviously, last 5 to 10 minutes or so, we've been firmly on top. But you've got to sense the danger, got to smell it out. And I like to just, it was the kind of sense of the ball going to be over the top. I said, get into a foot race, but it was always in control, but gave a corner away.
Yeah, it's floated to the far post. Casey flicks it clear. Across the face of goal, Leeds will scramble and hook it away. Alioski putting pressure on. Cresswell heads away. And Kenner standing up, trying to stay big. He's put them off enough, and now he's got it again. Wants to find Nketiah. Bit rushed that. And Jack Clark trying to get back in defence. He's against the number 3's nemesis for tonight. He dribbles his way out of trouble. Gets a late challenge, goes in for another, and it's going to be... It should be a goal kick once the referee sticks his arms out, which he doesn't do in the end. But Jack Clark, good support play to get back. Here is Casey again, nearly 20 minutes, or just over 20 minutes to go here, listening to LUTV's coverage as Pascal Struik shows that pace he has to keep the ball in play. And if ever you wanted a skipper's bit of commitment, 3-goal cushion, 4-1 up, 20 minutes to go, and he's charging down the left wing just to make sure it doesn't go out for a goal kick. And such is as Ben's touched upon a few times tonight, the determination of this team. They've won 4 in a row, 3 clean sheets in that time. They've beaten Barnsley 2-0, Wigan 2-0, Sheffield United 2-1, Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. And they're ready for 5 in a row, and perfect timing just before Christmas to mount another title charge. It would be a defence of their Northern Crown. And don't forget, national champions last year and PL Cup semi-finalists. What a tackle from Noah Kennett. Only a young man, Ben, but certainly seeing glimpses of him, and there's been good reviews over the last couple of years in the youth ranks, the 18s, and of course that's where he predominantly plays. But we're starting to see a couple of these 18s now get a chance, and then they're not going back, are they? They're staying in this 23s picture.
They are indeed. I mentioned it's a great opportunity for him so far, and he has impressed.
Yeah, break off. Clark stayed on side, and Ketty has fed the ball to him. He's tried to cut it back, and he went for the return pass. Great vision from Jack Clark, because he actually had the awareness to look over his shoulder, double check, make sure. Maybe that's actually put him off as Leeds come again. Here's Cresswell, a chance to cross to the near post. Keeper's come out, flapped at it, and Ketty has got there, and he's just put far too much on that as it's cleared away behind the stand. But that goal living a charmed life at present.
Someone needs to get a rein on Charlie Cresswell. He's playing as a right winger now, bombing forward. Great delivery as well from that wide area. Difficult finish for Eddie Nketiah, but what I loved about it though was his movement. Always alert, getting across just in front of the keeper, but very difficult finish to get anywhere near on target. Never mind score, but now Charlie Cresswell, get back to centre half. What are you doing?
It's about this time of year that Pascal Struik scored 5 in a row, so he should try and compete with that. As here is Casey. This is another barnstorming run from a centre half towards Nketiah, who stayed on side. Good tackle from Bolton. Defender there putting his body on the line. Jenkins nips in. It might open up for him to have a shot. He's going to turn onto his left as he carries it a bit too far. Perhaps a bit alien to him, that position. Not used to having to come out and charge from the edge of the box and have a go. I mean, Leeds have had their shooter boots on at 4-1, but such the dominance, they've actually had, 10 more crosses that have been cleared away, tapped away. They easily could have made this much worse. Jonathan Stevens with a heavy touch in midfield. Robbie Gotts gets back to help out. This could be a chance, though, for Bolton. It's a bit unfortunate for Leeds. As the shot comes in, it's tame. It hits Cresswell. It will be a corner. Just got scrappy in there for a second, Ben.
Yeah, I do, but again, unfortunate how it kind of fell to Bolton going forward. But again, Charlie Cresswell, Ollie Casey, alert. Just again, sensing danger. That's what you got to do as a centre half. When your team's fully on top, you can't stay switched off. You can't afford to let yourself get into a mindset of that. There's a little delay here. It's the left back who's just gone down. You could see moments prior to that, it was feeling like kind of his hip area, his hip flex area, but no, like I say, it's really good for the two centre halves, just sensing danger.
The Bolton player down, just receiving treatment. Had a couple of these breaks in play tonight. Waiting for this set piece now. Across the edge of the box, hook's clear. Player's been waved back on. Jordan Stevens is trying to cause problems for the keeper Alexander. And he gets there. Strong header again from Cresswell. Clark heads back to Nketiah, who's too quick. Nketiah again. Now carving his way through the middle of the park. He now picks out Gotts, who's quick. He returns it back to Nketiah. Oh, it's just going to be too strong. That would have been another fine goal to this 4 that we've already got tonight for Leeds, but that probably would have been the pick of the bunch. Would have been Nketiah's second. Bolton will get away with it, but again, great to see Robbie Gotts get involved in an attacking point of view. Nketiah tried to do it on his own then.
He picked the ball up in almost like a right-back kind of area and just ghosted past players. It showed his speed, his quality. So unlucky not to get on the end of the ball there from Robbie Gotts' return, but again, these minutes will do Nketiah a world of good.
Just getting that bit of sharpness back, and Clark has been doing just that tonight. Oh, he got a little bit lucky. It might fall to Nketiah. It will, and Leeds get a 5th, and Eddie Nketiah in the right place at the right time. It might be a little fortunate with the look of the bounce, but the tenacious, determined player of Jack Clark gets it there. This is turning into a bit of a rout now, Ben.
It is, and again, was mentioned in the first half about Nketiah wanting to get on the score sheet, and he'd be looking at a game tonight against the opposition. Bolton had been struggling all season, thinking, right, can I fill my boots? And he did a bit fortunate how it fell to him, but all good strikers, top strikers, are always on the move, always trying to sniff out a chance, and he'll be delighted with that goal there. Doesn't really have to do too much. Ball's kind of fell to him, but he's alert, he's alive, and he's just going in front of the keeper to prod home his second of the night.
Yeah, in the right place at the right time again. Quick. Too quick for the keeper indeed. Good finish as well. Kept it nice and low. It's very easy to just hit it straight at the keeper, who tried to make himself big. Still time for Leeds. Plenty of time as well. So often we've seen Nketiah get 90 for the 23s. Of course, he did have that superb cameo role in that rout of Watford a few weeks back. Ball back into Bolton's hands. Ball to Alexander again. Kenner. Up to Gotts once more. He appeals for a free kick, nothing given. The pace of Robbie Gotts though, just trying to get back and help out, and he's already assisting Cresswell. Here comes Jenkins as well. Charlie Cresswell, aka the brick wall, gets in his path. Up to Clark, up to Gotts. Do you know what I've liked about Clark's play as well? You know, sometimes, of course, at this level, wingers can get a little bit too excited. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but he's seemingly just done everything right. He hasn't tried to beat somebody twice, 3 times. Everything's just been like a well-oiled machine tonight. Then we'll just break off because Nketiah and Alioski are causing problems. Eventually, it's cleared off Alioski, and eventually away at the second time of asking. But I think that's what's impressed me the most about Clark. It's just been more efficient than ever, really.
And it's quite a simple thing to say, but he's done the right things in the right areas. When he's got in the final third, if he's got space to turn, he's been turning, getting the half turn, running at the full back. And then there's times where he can put the ball into the box, he has done. But then also his defensive duties as well. He's stayed alert, stayed switched on, following the full back if he's bombing forward, helping his teammates out, doing that side aspect. And like I say, it's just been a simple kind of game for him by simplifying everything up.
Jenkins back to Majezek. Over the head of Pascal Struijk. Into the middle of the park, bag on halfway for that throw-in. There is Cresswell, low and hard. What a pass to Clark, looking for Nketiah, who could well get there. Could well have gone out that. The linesman and referee suggests it has. Charlie Cresswell with that diagonal pass to tee up Jack Clark, and something a bit different. It's been a bit more composed across the back of defence, and then the midfield's played those passes, but again, he's got that in his locker.
Yeah, so we've seen him attempt it, the third, fourth time already tonight now. It is a big part of his game, and it's something that they do work on. You mentioned Ben White. but watch his performances, watch Liam Cooper's. Those two guys in particular, they spray the ball around really well at the back in the first team. And like I say, it's a common theme that the centre halves now have to do that. You have to possess that, because if teams are going to press us, that's kind of outlet ball. And let me tell you, these players make it look so easy when it is a difficult pass.
Yeah, here he's got again. He's got Nketiah to his left. He's got options to his right. One of them is Jack Clark, who stays on side, hits it, just going to be deflected over. It will be a corner. Clark deserved a goal there. It would have been his second. Robbie Gotts gets a high five from him, and rightly so as well.
He's looked lively yet again, hasn't he, Robbie Gotts, since he's come on at half-time. Always impressed by his energy.
It's frightening just how much ground Robbie Gotts covers. Charlie Cresswell, before Janet Alioski got there, with a hand gesture that he wants this standing up at the far post. It's towards Casey. Bolton will hold possession up. Gotts is going to put his body on the line to get there, and his touch should mean that Leeds get the throw in, and do. And Kenner has Jenkins behind him, and he's just going to flick it to Pascal Struijk to take this throw in. Stevens had come short. Here is Cresswell. Nketiah looks over his shoulder before deciding which way he wants to turn. It's a more strong hold-up play, just puts his body in the path of Jordan Boone, who's been booked tonight for Bolton. It's still Bolton 1, Leeds 5. Leeds on their way to a 5th win in a row in the 23s, as Alioski steps inside to Stevens. Back to Alioski. Leeds really enjoying themselves since the hour mark. Now McKenna to Jenkins. Here is Cresswell. Back to Robbie Gotts. Had a little look at Nketiah there. Jack Clark glides past yet another player. He's gone for a second attempt to get more space towards the far post. Oh, it's into the floor from Jordan Stevens. But Jack Clark is making this look like the easiest night of his life at the minute. It's that's the first time he has stepped back and tried to beat somebody, but it was for a good cause to try and get more space. I wonder if Stevens had time there, Ben, to bring it down.
Maybe, but it's one of those. It's kind of an instinct as an attacker. You take them first time. You always think if you take a touch, someone's going to have a bit of pressure on you. But Jack Clark's giving nightmares for these Bolton defenders. To be thankfully for the full-time whistle to be blown now.
Yeah, Kamil Majek works it with Casey. Jenkins will try and latch onto that through ball. It's just going to evade him, is the bounce. And Bolton take a quick throw in. Risky pass. Stevens nearly getting to it. And Bolton just smashing that into touch anywhere will do. It'll be a throw in for now. Jenkins now has it. It's to Gotts. It's back to Jenkins. There is Nketiah. It's with Clark. Clark should go over the top. Oh, nearly found his teammate. Nketiah nips in again. It will be a Bolton throw-in. Well, if the passes out wide weren't enough, he now decides to chip it over the top, Jack Clark. We've got quite a long spell, 5 or 6 minutes till full time. I think I know where my other match award's going.
Yes, been no surprise to anyone who's been listening tonight, tuning in, watching it. It's been an absolute masterclass by Jack Clark, but also the rest of the team as well, apart from that 5-minute spell, start of the second half, just been total domination.
Yeah, Alioski just gets a little complacent. Cresswell flies in. Clark's away again. And this time he is offside. And he's quite surprised by that, is Jack Clark. Matthew Alexander, the Bolton keeper, to take the free kick. Not much he could have done tonight from a Bolton perspective to stop this onslaught of Leeds attacks as Cresswell tries to get there. Casey nips in. Those three again have covered each other very well.
They have, and that's what happens when you've got players who've played with each other, like Casey and Cresswell have done last year for the 18s.
Yeah, Struick again comes across and helps out and just flicks it away. And Ketia doing the hard yards to trap back. And again, the 90 minutes at a decent tempo will have done him plenty of good. Let's see who is Jenkins. It's to Casey. 5 minutes to go. Would not have thought that the referee would be too tempted to give too much stoppage time, but you never know. And Ketia down the line to Clark. Now he's on his bike trying to help out. Stevens is lurking in the middle. It's to the far post for Alioski. It's going to be cleared away. Jack Clark perhaps going a little too early there, but he saw the potential of the move. Look at Eddie and Ketia putting the pressure on. Carlos Colbrand will be delighted with his performance. Of course, Marcelo Bielsa will be delighted as well to see him not only scoring but working hard off the ball, which Patrick Bamford has done quite superbly this season. It's boding well for these players if they're called upon into the first team in and around Christmas on these busy fixture list. They look primed and ready to make that step up. Here is Cresswell to Jenkins, back to Casey again. Robbie Gott's always asking for possession in the middle of the park. Instead it's to Stevens. To Jack Clark again, to Gotts, to Nketiah. All one-touch stuff from Leeds. Nketiah nearly had the beating of his defender Boone. Alioski's zipping around in the middle of the park, and surprise, surprise, he goes and gets it. He skips inside one, tries to outmuscle them. Referee gives no free kick. Alioski expected it. Referee just played on. John Stevens alongside him thought it had come as well. Here's Noah Kenner, stands the play up. What a tackle from Noah Kenner. Looked off balance at first, but he gets in. Bolton recover anyway. Across comes Casey. There is Stevens to Gotts. Gotts will come again. Here is Jack Clark. He's got Jenkins piling forward on the right. Clark fancies a little run himself. As I say that, he eventually pulls Jenkins into possession, and Alioski runs into the corridor to retrieve the ball. Some good strong hold-up play. Neat footwork as well. Rise the challenge of one, but across come Bolton to play a risky pass towards Noah Kenner. Cresswell. Pin seeker to find Stevens. Stevens has got Struick on the overlap. Here comes the powerful defender. It's going to fall to Nketiah in the box, who might fancy a strike for a third. Just can't find the space. Clark loops the ball up, and, well, Jack Clark, we have told you all night, has felt rather comfortable. He's tried to chip the keeper from the edge of the box on his own goal line.
I think it's actually, I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt, trying to just think it's back towards Eddie Nketiah, but it took 88.5 minutes for Jack Clark not to try something and not come off. So sometimes you allow that. You don't mind that. Yeah,
think about it. It might be a fair assessment, that, Ben, that he did try and create something even more ambitious. But yeah, I think we'll let that slide, that mistake. Carlos Colbrand won't. He's a perfectionist out there, isn't he? And he'll be with a big smile on his face at full time, though. As Eddie Nketiah again rise the challenge. He skips inside. He deserves to go all the way here if he can. He is going to go for goal. It's hooked wide. And Eddie Nketiah, in search of his third, is not too far away, Ben.
He's channeling his inner Lionel Messi there, ghosting past defenders. You can see he's put a great shift in. Yeah, he's got his 2 goals. Yeah, he's been a class above. Yeah, you expect that from Eddie Nketiah, but it's the work rate, doing the job off the ball, which I've been impressed with yet again by him, because as we know, that's a massive thing. What Marcelo Bielsa looks for in his front players all across the line, whether you're on the left, down the middle, to the right, you've got to put a shift in. And yeah, we fully expected Eddie Nketiah to get on the score sheet tonight, play well. But the good thing that we've seen him is put a real shift in tonight.
Yeah, Pascal Struijk leans over the advertisement boards for possession into stoppage time now, and we have hinted earlier that we didn't think we'd get too much, such as the scoreline and the way the game's panned out. But we have had 6 subs, we have had 6 goals, and we've had a couple of injury breaks, so prepare for a bit longer. And Leeds have time to go and get another if the referee is going to give all the allocated time. What a midfield defence splitting pass. Clark falls over as he's clipped. Nothing given by the official. And Kenner, cushioned header inside. And Kenner now gets back, helping Struijk out as Bolton try and counter. Alioski again with the energy levels to get back and help out. Into midfield, Robbie Gotts outmuscles the clearly bigger man and goes to bring Nketiah into the game, who tries to ride the challenge of the defender. But that is the end of the game. The referee plays just a minute of stoppage time, and perhaps one of the best performances of the season from Leeds United. It's now 5 wins in a row for Carlos Corberán and his coaching staff. Alioski opened the scoring. Clark got a second. Leeds had a 3-0 lead thanks to a penalty from Nketiah. A very slight blip allowed Adam Senior to score, but they made it 5 with further goals from Robbie Gotts and another from Eddie Nketiah. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker thoroughly enjoyed ourselves covering that PDL North game back in action, the 23s on Friday.